I'm just shocked at how many people vape. I find it disgusting. We should be very concerned. Vaping is terrible because of the other chemicals that it delivers to the lungs. My vote is to not vape.
How concerned do you think we should be about vaping?
We should be very concerned. When it comes to smoking or vaping, vaping is terrible because of the other chemicals that it delivers to the lungs. It's also very clear, and we haven't released this episode yet, but I talked to a female hormone doc from Austin, Natalie Crawford. Vaping is associated with disruptions in egg health, and what they call egg quality can create certain mutations in eggs, and serious endocrine issues in women. Personally, I find it disgusting. I don't do it, but when I see people vaping, like vaping is so addictive. It's a mutagen. It mutates the genes of cells. It mutates the genes of rapidly dividing cells. So breast cancers, ovarian cancers, egg quality, sperm are constantly turning over. So, people always say, no, well, I vape all the time and I got so-and-so pregnant or whatever. Women will say, I have a perfectly healthy kid. That kid might've been much healthier. And also the kid's not grown up yet. Like, introduce me to the kid later. I wish for that kid. I pray for them, but that they're healthy as can be. But it is so clear that you're introducing a laundry list of toxins to the lungs, and they're getting into the bloodstream, and there are a number of them that cross the blood-brain barrier. And once they cross the blood-brain barrier, those neurons, by virtue of the fact that neurons don't turn over across the lifespan, you're born with the ones you're gonna die with. You might add a few across your lifespan, but you're mostly born with the ones that you're gonna die with. They're gonna harbor those chemicals and those particulates. I can't find one good reason why people should vape.
So I wonder whether we have ended up in a net benefit or net cost for public health from switching from smoking to vaping.
My vote is to not vape. I'm just shocked at how many people vape. And first of all, it's actually not unlike cigarette smoking. It's expensive. That's not the main reason people avoid it, but it's a significant expense when you add it up across the year. It's clearly addictive. There's no question about it. It's clearly detrimental to lung function. And then people like how it makes their brain feel. And they think that if they're already pretty active, physically active, then they can offset some of that, and they probably can. But I think in the next 5 years or so, we're just going to see a slew of studies showing that vaping is just bad for us, especially for the developing brain, because it's bringing in at a very rapid rate high potency nicotine and high potency cannabis. And from Mona Lemke's work, and we know the slope of that increase in dopamine and epinephrine, adrenaline, and acetylcholine is so important. The sharper that slope, the faster the rise, the more addictive potential these compounds have. And so it's so far and away different than the kind of dopamine or epinephrine increase that one sees with exercise or with cold plunges or with sex or with these other things, or dancing and things. One, of course, could be addicted to any of the other things I just mentioned too, but the potential for it is far less than something like vaping.
I understand maybe of the two evils, vaping is less of an evil than traditional smoking would be. But I think the enjoyability, the accessibility, the fact that it isn't as stigmatized, all of that, I think that it wouldn't surprise me if more people are now going to vape than ever previously smoked.